Good day, YouTube. Today is Sunday. It's April 8th, 2018, and I'm starting, kind of exciting, starting on the electrical on the 1967 Boyertown Stepvan, and aka my mobile DJ mobile studio. So I thought I'd go over what I'm planning. I have some friends that are kind of working on similar vehicles, and this will give them everyone kind of a tutorial about how this is going to come together. I'm not sure how much time I'll get to work on it, but I'll go give you an overview of everything that's going to go into my Stepvan. And this is, we're going to sort of replace Scooby, and everything that I like about the Scooby van will live in the Stepvan. Everything I don't like about it will be corrected. One of the things that I do like very much about the Scooby van is that the power inlet that I used for it is the same power inlet that I've used on a couple classic RVs that we have. This is a Marine 30 amp 120 volt power inlet. It is stainless steel. It is expensive. I ordered not only this one, but I ordered two. One for the Stepvan and one for the boat. This is the one that's in Scooby. It's exactly the same. I used it just yesterday. This is, oops, sorry for my finger in the way. You simply screw off the cover, hinge it up, and it is a twist lock type configuration. 30 amp, 125 volt, and this is, I have a cord specially made for plugging into here. It twists and locks into place, and it plugs into my portable generator at most of the events. I also can plug it into shore power with that power inlet. For the Scooby van, that is the only way of getting power inside. On the Stepvan, that is not going to be its only way. I'll show you where this is going to go. If there's enough light over here to see. I'm going to cut it in. I just wire brushed to bare metal a spot right there, and then I put some paint on it. Sorry it's so dark. But I'm actually going to put it right there because all of my power stuff is in this location. Be a perfect spot to plug in to a generator that sits running on the ground, or plug it into shore power when it's parked. And in this case, it's probably where this is going to live, in the barn for the rest of my life. And that's a good spot to put the power outlet. Sorry it was so dark. Okay, moving on inside, I'll give you an overview. This is going to have, set this back here where it sits, a total of 3 ways to power. Almost 4, really. When we were just outside, you saw that door. This is the back side of that little flip-up door. Down in that well that I haven't built the floor for yet will be batteries. Count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 group 27 batteries. I did a video on that. You can go back and review that. From the batteries up to the bottom of this inverter will be a couple cables that connect the batteries to the inverter. This is 1800 watt with the 3600 watt surge, something like that. And it will have the ability to power the Stepvan. I will tell you how that works in a minute. Number 3 way is the built-in generator that's I'm enclosing back here. That is a 4000 watt Honda RV generator. This is from like the early 90s. It's not a new modern high-end by any means. I did get the remote for it. It's not perfect. It has 457 hours on it. This is where I'll start and stop the generator. I'm hoping it's not too noisy up in here. I ran the exhaust under the truck over there. All the heat and fan goes straight down. I put a vent or 2 in the side of the van. I'm going to insulate and cover that like crazy. The front panel has to be removable so that I can service it. Okay, that's the second way. Now the trick is, that's not a trick because I've thought about this for a long time, is how am I going to change from one mode of powering the Stepvan to another. This is my panel. It is a 70 amp rated Square D home line. It has two twin 20 amp breakers in it. It'll focus for you. There you go. So in other words, for 20 amp circuits is its output. There's no main breaker. It is a main lug only panel. What I intend to do, I have nothing that's essentially rated for much more than 30 amps. I'm going to take a number 10 3 conductor cord and bring it into the panel through probably this knockout right here and land a hot on one side. I will jumper to the other because I've only got 120 volts, so this is essentially going to be a 120 volt panel. So it's got two legs because it's a 240 volt panel, but I'm just going to tie them together. All my generators and the inverter are just 120 volt, so it will go from the basically A phase to B phase. And then this is my neutral bar, and then a ground, which is kind of a floating ground in this because this is on tires, so kind of what this is. So what I'm going to use is a cord. From here, I'll try to route it neatly up over to this location, and then it'll have a foot or so of slack. My generator, I will bring a cable along up through here, remember behind my lights, right? It'll pop down in this location somewhere, and then there'll be a box. Maybe I'll move it over here. I'll move these around, but anyway, there'll be a box, okay, with an outlet. And I have some twist lock type outlets, a unique configuration, so that the only thing that is really designed to plug into them is this cord that I have running here. I will do the same with the inverter here. I'll bring up, it's got outlets on it now, so I'll come just straight up with a short cord and another box with that same twist lock outlet, and then my shore power, which is coming through roughly in here, will bring a cable up to a third box. So essentially what they'll be is box 1, 2, 3. Actually, I should probably name them and number them the other direction, left to right. 1, 2, 3. 1 will be shore power, 2 will be inverter power, 3 will be onboard generator power. And how I will basically tell the panel which power we're using is to plug the cord into the appropriate box. 1, 2, 3. So I don't need transfer switches. There's no way that I can confuse shore power with inverter or anything, because it's simply going to plug in. You can't plug in two at a time. There's only one cord. This cable right there is up to the center fantastic vent fan, which is right here, that I still haven't cut the carpet out of yet. I should, because I'd get a little more light in here. And that was for a future air conditioner, which has a very good chance of being installed one day. So I will drop that cable into the box. I will just save it off and mark it for spare for an air conditioner. So all I really intend to use for circuits right now are 2 of the circuits. So 2 other circuits on that breaker space will be spare for now. I will use 2 circuits, and they will come over to here in this area somewhere. I will put 1 duplex receptacle. I will bust the inner tie, and 1 will be circuit A and 1 will be circuit B. And in that, I will plug in these plug strips. These plug strips, let me get a light so you can see, I get at Harbor Freight. I picked up 1 today, mounted it to the wall. It goes all the way back in there. They're like 4 feet long. Great plug strips. They're like $23, $24, and then a 20% off coupon will give you $4.50 off, something like that, and make them around 18 something. So I'll have 1 more to get, and it will go vertically. Let's set this here. The other plug strip will go vertically here about right there, because remember the rack, which is just sitting in this hole right now, will go here and go all the way to the ceiling and attach, and all the equipment will mount in the rack. So there'll be a place to plug everything in along this plug strip right there. I also want to put a row of, they make these plastic mirrors that I want to put on the wall back there to make connecting things on the backside easier to see. Also thought about putting light strips back there. And we'll see how that works once I actually get this stuff together. So that is the quick overview of the electrical for the Stepvan. And I'm just getting the major components in place. We'll start cutting stuff in here pretty soon and start getting things wired up. So that is the Stepvan electrical, inverter, or shore power, or onboard generator. 1, 2, 3 options. There'll be 1, 2, 3 boxes with a cord to the panel. I could choose shore power, inverter, or onboard generator. So think of us, let's give you an idea. So if I'm back here at the shop and I have battery charger down here, keeping all the batteries charged, I want to be on shore power, right? So I plug into shore power. The power inlet that I showed you on the outside, I would just plug into an outlet here in the shop. Everything stays charged and so forth. Oh, I may take one circuit to across all the way over and over here somewhere. I think I want to put a little refrigerator between the bench and there. Anyway, I digress. So that would be if I was here to shop. Now, if I roll up to a cruise in and I'm running minimal equipment and I'm only going to be there for 2 or 3 hours, I have plenty of battery capacity. No reason to even get a generator out and deal with it because I can run on a battery. So that's the whole point for the inverter. But if I'm heading down the road, say we actually do something and I have to drive on a hot day or something, and I have a roof air conditioner in here, the idea then I can then plug into the onboard generator, fire it up, and then run a roof air conditioner, or say put a heat pump in that will heat and cool this thing. Because you can't heat and cool this thing with anything. It's going to take something like that to do it. The little heater down there doesn't get it. It's something better than freezing, but it ain't much. Okay, so made a lot of progress on the old Stepvan. I showed you in another video my laptop mount. So with the laptop on there to weight it down, I can put this thing wherever I want it. And so I'm real happy with that. TV's mounted, the mixer's mounted, so we're getting there. I don't have a ton of time to work on it, but when I get a little bit of time, we get a little bit done. Thanks for watching. Comment and subscribe and share my videos. And we'll continue on another video down the road. Thanks, bye.